So yeah, I'm gonna give a talk about demystifying artificial intelligence, like beyond the buzzword. So talking about buzzword is so powerful and it's so influential, not just in industries or in companies. It can be influential in private life and also in public life everywhere. So talking about buzzword and artificial intelligence, yeah, the buzzword in the current decade or in the present generation is about artificial intelligence. Everywhere you go and every technology or in a meeting in a company or in a discussion, you say, okay, I'm going to implement that and this, and the top of it you add like, okay, I'm going to do it with artificial intelligence because you think that's add up to another world. But was the buzzword same all over the decade or something? So let's talk about the previous decade. So in 2010s or in the late 2000s, we would like have the word as smart. Then the smart would be the greatest buzzword. You're just like, okay, we are going to do that and we are going to do this. Or even in the television, we know like, okay, we are going to get smart TV, smart mobiles, and smart devices, etc., etc. And also to talk about the previous decade or something, there used to be the buzzword called digital. You know, like we transform from machine to digital, etc., etc. So we have like buzzwords every decade and decade and decade. So what do you think as to be a buzzword in the future? You know, like we have heard enough about artificial intelligence, and it could lead to a satiating factor where we see, okay, we need something like a human made or something. So a human made could be the buzzword also in the next decade as well. But talking about artificial intelligence, what exactly is artificial intelligence? Like, we know that we live in the era of artificial intelligence. Like, everything from fiction is turning into reality. What we see in the movies, or like Terminator or Hell, etc., etc. We see autonomous cars on the roads, and every devices we have is influenced with artificial intelligence and stuff, etc., etc. Not just with things, it's transforming healthcare to industries, to every infrastructure, and it is providing innovation in every field, and also it is also enhancing the efficiency in everything we do, starting with Alexa or any of the smart devices, also with the other transformers, ChatGPT, LLM, etc., etc., etc. But is artificial intelligence just like the talk of the world in this generation? Maybe not. We can also like go back to the ancient times where you can see in the old inscriptions, like in 4,000 or 5,000 years old, like humans used to have like some advanced technologies or advanced machines with them on the inscriptions. So we cannot say it as an artificial intelligence, but it is something else. So, but to talk practically, let's start with 1940s in the innovation and the development of programmable computers. So the artificial intelligence started with the programmable computers. So let's say from the 1940s to 1950s, the birth of computers with Charles Babbage, Alan Turing, etc., where they started to mimic or to enhance the human operation into a programmable computer, etc. Then in the late 1950s to 1970s, the early AI research began more and more, where we had like algorithms being developed, and each specific embedded systems are based on each algorithms, etc., etc. Then in the late 1980s was the big evolution happened with the rise of expert systems. So with expert systems means like every artificial intelligence started to do or mimic human intelligence. And then in the 1990s was the development of machine learning and also the data-driven approaches. And in the 2000s, when there was abundant or massive amounts of data was available, and also the computer programming power increased, we had like big data and deep learning, etc., etc. And in the present, it's everywhere in tiny ML or in big devices and supercomputer. We are moving to quantum computers as well, and AI will be there in the quantum computers as well. But what exactly is AI? We can say like AI is that or AI is this, but in a simple term, we can say like AI is just, you know, the ability or intelligence which has the ability of machines to mimic human intelligence. For example, like we know a simple calculation like 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, and that is an intelligence. And if that intelligence is fed to a device, which is a calculator, and that is the artificial intelligence of that intelligence as well. So starting with calculators and also the Alexa devices, or with ChatGPT, or with applications we have, or even a smartphone, everything can be termed as an artificial intelligence. Yeah, something like this. But we all know we all have heard about artificial intelligence. We use artificial intelligence every day in applications or devices, etc., etc. But do we all perceive artificial intelligence the same way? I would rather say not. Like, with two examples from my personal experience, like in one conversation with a friend where he doesn't work in artificial intelligence, doesn't even have a computer science degree, and when I was like boosting about artificial intelligence and the advances in artificial intelligence, what he said is like, what do you mean by artificial intelligence? It's just another lines of code, or it's just like a set of algorithms, or artificial intelligence, or just like an equal statement or something. And with the other friend, I had a conversation. He is from a computer science background, and he also uses artificial intelligence. And like 4 months back, there was a big evolution with the video creation with artificial intelligence, etc. And he said like, okay, artificial intelligence has got conscious. And what he said is like, what do you mean by artificial intelligence has got conscious? Like, it's just been trained on massive amounts of data and massive algorithms, and it's just replicating the human work. But what do you mean by it's got conscious? It cannot think on its own, and just does what the humans wants to do. But at that moment I took aback, but that's not all. So it can be just the lines of code, but it's the ability to learn and adapt to data and continuously improve performance and also expand its capabilities beyond human thinking and also with programming. And same goes with consciousness as well. So artificial intelligence has a lot of like mathematics and statistics and also pattern recognition, identification, classification, and each state-of-the-art sophisticated algorithms require massive thinking, working, deployment, experimentation, etc., etc. But maybe artificial intelligence is not in a human form, like artificial intelligence is not sentimental, but maybe in the near future it could be sentimental as well. But talking about artificial intelligence and its influence in everyday life, it can be good and also it can be bad, and it can also lead to be ugly as well. So let's start with the bad and the ugly things, like starting with job automation and displacement, where people fear that their jobs would be taken off and everything will be automated and they will be displaced, etc. And also like creative and traditional artists, where you can see that artificial intelligence can create arts or even like mind-blowing arts in a matter of seconds, and it could be like threatening to artists as well. And the privacy concerns, like it has massive amounts of data, and those data are our private sensitive data, and they have all our data as well, starting with everything we use from our mobile devices to our smart devices at home. And also dependence on skill degradation, like we have to depend on artificial intelligence everywhere you go, right, with Google Maps or something, or doing an assignment for students, etc., etc. as well. And also with bias and discrimination, like if you don't get a loan, even if you earn well, it just means like an algorithm says, no, you are not worth it, something like that. And so like it reminds me of a tweet like this, where like this author told like, I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so that I can do art and writing, not for AI to do my art and writing so that I can do my laundry and dishes. So it is something like that. And we can also have to look on the positive side. So if you are in a developed state, a developed nation, this could be like the bad and ugly things we could face. But think of an underdeveloped country where there are no resources, no skilled people, no teaching or no education, something like that. Like influencing artificial intelligence in those countries could be utmost benefit, something like improving education and enhancing healthcare and boosting agriculture or supporting disaster response or facilitating financial information or something. And but is that all what artificial intelligence is like? So we say artificial intelligence, blah, 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 and it does this, it does that, but with artificial intelligence is just like mimicking human intelligence and influencing our world or something? Maybe not. So what if we are misinterpreting the goal of AI? Is this really the motive of AI, or what if AI was something more, or it's not just an intelligence beyond human capabilities and conceived by us outside of human imagination? Something like in this post. It's my post from LinkedIn. And, so artificial intelligence is evolving. It will keep evolving, like from artificial intelligence to superficial intelligence to artificial general intelligence, etc., etc. So we have seen what artificial intelligence is, its influence and the benefits and disadvantages. But what exactly would be artificial intelligence? So is it like a thinking machine, or a collection of algorithms, or just a mimic of human intelligence, or a tool for augmentation, or a threat to our existence, or a path to bright future, or to simply put, or it's just technology, evolving, finding its own way, and it always has it will define itself. So I would say, we always have a misconception, and maybe it would find its own identity. Thank you.